Welcome to Spoken Love Podcast, where words don't just tell stories, they breathe them. Here we strip love and life down to the bone, unfolding our truths in rhythm and rhyme, through dialogue that's part poetry, part confession, and all real. So lean in, let the silence between the verses speak, and join me for a conversation wrapped in poetry. This is Spoken Love Podcast. Welcome back to Spoken Love Podcast. This is the season 3 finale, y'all, episode 9. And first, thank you. Thank you for growing with me this season. Thank you for sitting in these conversations about healing, identity, love, motherhood, softness, heartbreak, alignment, and most importantly, faith. And today we close this season with something powerful. Preparing for your blessings. Holding the bag and not fumbling it. Because a lot of people pray for blessings, but few people prepare to sustain them. We ask God for love, opportunity, financial increase, marriage, purpose, even peace. But preparation matters because sometimes the delay isn't punishment. Sometimes God is preparing you for what you prayed for, right? And tonight we're talking about how to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially for the life that you say you wanted. Because blessings require stewardship. Now, I know a thing or two about fumbling the bag. I had a moment recently where I realized something. The woman that I used to be would have completely mishandled the very things I'm praying for now. Not intentionally, but because I wasn't prepared. I wanted healthy love while still healing unhealthy patterns. I wanted peace while entertaining chaos. I even wanted elevation while still emotionally tied to environments that kept me small. And I remember praying, God, when is my season coming? And quietly in my spirit, I felt, would the current version of you know how to maintain it? And I tell you, that question humbled me because blessings are bigger than receiving. They're also about capacity. Can you emotionally handle healthy love? Can you financially manage increase? Can you spiritually stay grounded after success? Can you maintain peace without self-sabotaging it? That's a big one. And I realize preparation is holy too. You see, this episode is nearest and dearest to my heart because it was inspired by someone that came into my life recently and basically pointed the mirror in my direction. And in my reflection, I was able to see that I am still on the journey of feeling comfortable that I am not only deserving of the blessings that I pray for, but I'm also considering whether or not am I truly prepared to receive those things. I think that's a constant struggle for most people, and I intend to unpack some of that in today's episode. Shout out to that man. He knows who he is. But let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's explore mental preparation and what that looks like. Everything begins in the mind. In Romans 12:2, scripture says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Some people miss blessings because their mindset still aligns with the survival instead of the abundance. You cannot really carry healthy love while constantly expecting abandonment. That's that anxious nature that even I struggle with. You cannot sustain success while believing you are under-deserving. Mental preparation means you're challenging limiting beliefs, you're healing negative self-talk, you're letting go of scarcity thinking and becoming emotionally disciplined. And let's be honest with ourselves, growth sounds beautiful until your mind starts fighting the unfamiliar. Because healing your thinking is very uncomfortable. And sometimes your greatest hurdle is not external opposition, it's the version of you still attached to those old patterns. Let's explore emotional preparation. What does that look like? Emotionally preparing for blessings means becoming emotionally available for what you're asking God to send you. A lot of people want those healthy relationships, me included, but still avoid vulnerability from time to time, or fear consistency, or struggle with trust, or react from unhealed wounds is another one. Healing truly matters because unhealed pain can make healthy things feel unfamiliar. And unfamiliarity often gets mistaken for discomfort. Sometimes people sabotage their blessings because chaos feels more natural than the peace itself. Emotional preparation can look like learning emotional regulation, practicing forgiveness, developing discernment, setting healthy boundaries, taking accountability for your healing. Why? Because healed blessings require healed stewardship. Physical and spiritual preparation. That's another angle to explore. You see, while your body and your spirit matter too, sometimes preparation looks often practical. It means you might be resting more, eating better, taking care of your health, creating routines that support peace instead of burnout. Exhaustion impacts clarity too. And spiritually, preparation requires alignment. In Galatians 6:9, it says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." That waiting season can feel so frustrating. Trust me, I know, especially when it seems like everybody else is receiving what you prayed for. But remember, preparation seasons are sacred. God often develops your character before releasing the blessing. Because what's the point of receiving something your current habits can't sustain? What about financial preparation? This is often not even talked about or even considered. Let's talk about what some people avoid in financial preparation. Many people pray for increase while lacking financial discipline. Again, stewardship matters. Preparing financially can mean that you're budgeting with intention, you're paying down those debts, learning financial literacy, building stability slowly, right? Living within your means. And let's normalize something. Preparation doesn't look gorgeous or glamorous all the time. Sometimes preparation looks like saying no and staying disciplined and making sacrifices quietly, because mature blessings require mature, again, stewardship. Emphasis on stewardship. Now, that doesn't mean that the path is going to be easy. You're going to experience some hurdles. And in that, I say give yourself some grace. Preparation can feel lonely, especially when your friendships start to shift, your old habits fall away, people misunderstand your growth, and progress feels slow. And sometimes you'll feel overwhelmed trying to become the version of yourself you prayed for. That's why grace matters. You're not supposed to transform overnight. Growth is layered. Some days you'll feel confident. Some days you'll feel uncertain. Both are part of the process, and this is why community matters too. You need people around you who can respect your growth and encourage accountability. They can speak life into your future, and they can celebrate your healing, not just your hustle. Healthy community helps you stand grounded while you are evolving. As we close this season, I want to leave you with this. Stop only praying for the blessing and start preparing for it. Prepare your mind, prepare your spirit, your finances, your habits, and your heart. Because what God has for you deserves a version of you capable of holding it with wisdom. And if you're in a season where life feels quiet, uncertain, stretching even, maybe this isn't delay. Maybe this is actually your preparation. Thank you so much for listening to Season 3 of the Spoken Love Podcast. Thank you for growing with me, and remember, you are not fumbling your future. God is preparing your hands to hold it. And just like that, another chapter closes. But the story of love and life never really ends. If these words moved you, share them, carry them, live them out loud. Follow Spoken Love Podcast wherever you listen, and meet me here again, where the dialogue stays candid and the poetry stays alive.